Jason and Ava from Movie Maniax here. We're going to talk to you today about Over the Moon, which was a Netflix original released on October 23rd, 2020. It features a young girl who loses her mother, and she and her father have to adapt to that. So years down the road, her dad ends up finding another woman who has a son, and they fall in love. But Fei Fei, who's the star of the show, the focal point of the movie, is having trouble adapting. So there's a legend that the movie is based on of Chang'i, who is the Chinese goddess of the moon. The Festival of the Moon Goddess is something that they focus on throughout the entire story. And as things start to change within her family dynamic, she challenges her father and her family as to whether the moon goddess is real or not. So Fei Fei comes up with a plan to make a rocket ship and go to the moon to prove to her family that the moon goddess is real. And she's going to get a picture with her and take it back with proof that everything that she's saying is actually real. So she makes the ship, heads to the moon, and her soon-to-be stepbrother, Chin, snuck aboard the ship and is now with her in this journey. They get to the moon and they meet Chang'i, and it reminded me of Fantasia from the Neverending Story, that big, beautiful city in the middle of nowhere, but with a lot of like bright neon coloring. She meets Chang'i. Chang'i wants the gift that Fei Fei was supposed to bring with her, and being very confused, Fei Fei tries to find anything that would be a gift. So Chin and Fei Fei meet Gobi, who's played by Kin Jong, who I love in everything he's ever done. And he's basically an escort to her throughout the movie, and he's the comedic relief and all, and leads them throughout their journey, where they have to learn that change is inevitable and you have to adapt to that. And I think that's the real focus of the story. One of the characters that you liked was
Chang'i, because she was played by Philippa So, and she is in one of my favorite Broadway musicals, Hamilton. And you could tell by hearing her voice that it was definitely Philippa So, because she has a very, very memorable voice, and it is very gorgeous sounding. So I really liked that they put her in there,
and that scene when you meet her is pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's a whole like show, and those little creatures are like in the crowd and they're just like cheering her on and all this. It's really interesting. I really liked it.
I think that the show that she puts on when she meets Fei Fei is like something you would see at like a Lady Gaga concert,
yes,
multiplied by like 100. Like it's insane, but it's really pretty. Like the color schemes that they use in there, just mind-blowing to me. I'm a visual nerd, so the color scheme that they used and the animation style and really how everything flowed, it was very abstracted on the moon. Like there were pieces just floating in air that served a purpose, but you couldn't tell what they were. Very deconstructed. But that concert was really amazing, and Philippa Soo did a really good job amazing job at singing and voicing the role of Chang'i. One thing I do want to talk about is Glenn Keane, who is the director of this movie, and if that name sounds familiar at all to you, he was an animator for Disney for some of my favorite movies that include one of my favorite Disney movies of all time is Tangled. So he was an animator on that. I absolutely love it. And you can see how his style translated over into this movie. But he was also in more of the traditional animation movies such as Beauty and the Beast, Tarzan, and Pocahontas as well. This is one of his first movies to actually direct, so as far as I'm concerned, he did a wonderful job in directing this movie. There's hard to see many faults or problems with this movie. And all in all, it's great.
I really liked this movie. I think it was really detailed. The visuals were gorgeous. Even when she wasn't on the moon, her own on Earth, it was beautiful. Just everything was gorgeous. The lighting was amazing.
It was written by a woman named Audrey Wells, who was most prominently known for writing The Hate U Give back in, which released in 2018. She was diagnosed with cancer in 2013, I believe, and she wrote this movie as a love letter to her daughter and her husband. You can really see that she wanted them to move on and have this happy life full of love and be surrounded by people that love them. But she had died in October of 2018, which was 2 weeks before The Hate U Give actually came out. So this has been in production for quite some time. She was writing it. It's just now releasing really 2 years later. You see a nod to her in it, and it's really heartwarming to see that a movie is made with a real purpose to spread love and compassion for one another. I really found that to make the movie even better towards the end, to elevate my attraction to it.
The whole purpose of the movie was to show you that people love you no matter what. I really like the music in this movie because it really did remind me of a Disney movie.
It's probably better than some of the Disney movies released as of late.
It really had that Mulan vibes, which I really liked because it was traditional Chinese sounding music. It was very pretty. And I think the singing the singing complemented the music in every way, shape, or form. And I thought it just sounded really vocal and really pretty throughout the entire movie. And there was a scene that I really liked. It was a battle. I'm not going to get too into it, but I really liked the sound and it was very entertaining to me.
I didn't realize Ken Jeong had such a beautiful voice.
Oh, yeah.
It's like an angel.
Yeah.
Alright, so that is our review of Over the Moon. Mm-hmm. I would say we give it, 4 Jade Rabbits out of 5? I think that's good.
Yeah, 4.
4 Jade Rabbits out of 5. So
yeah.
We enjoyed it. It was a good movie. Wasn't perfect, but we really enjoyed it, and I appreciate Glenn Keane's direction for this movie. It really made us feel something while watching it. So that's it for us. We'll see you later.